You're craving your usual quick and affordable meal at your favorite fast food joint, but this time, there's a twist. The prices have doubled, and what was once a budget meal now costs as much as a sit-down dinner at a decent restaurant, thanks to Governor Gavin Newsom, who many feel has been making terrible economic decisions at the expense of the Californians. California, a state known for its golden coasts and golden arches, has been making headlines for a dramatic rise in the minimum wage to $20 per hour. Was this a strategy used by Newsom to try to earn the favor of the people? If so, it seems to have backfired, as many people we've heard from are really unhappy with Mr. Gavin Newsom. When you think about it, who's truly paying for the increase in wages? You, the consumers, are. This isn't just a small bump, it's a seismic shift that's sending shockwaves through the fast food industry, from the bustling city of Los Angeles to the tech hubs of San Francisco. Is the increase in minimum wage to $20 truly a benefit to people? Businesses are closing down, people are being laid off, and their hours are being cut. The stakes are incredibly high. Before we get started, thank you for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps out the channel, and consider subscribing so you don't miss these regular updates. In April 2024, the minimum wage for fast food workers jumped from $16 to $20 an hour, representing a 25% increase in labor costs almost overnight. While this means bigger paychecks for some, it's a potential recipe for disaster for the business model that fast food chains have relied on for decades. McDonald's alone, with over 1,300 locations in California, could see its labor costs skyrocket by millions, forcing the giant to rethink its strategy in the Golden State. Reports indicate that menu prices at places like McDonald's and Chipotle have surged by up to 20% to counteract these wage hikes. But what does this mean for you, the consumer? And what does it say about the broader economic and social health of California? Did you know that a simple burger and fries at your local fast food joint could now set you back as much as a gourmet meal? Thanks to California's new minimum wage law, fast food isn't just fast, it's getting expensive fast. Since the wage increase per hour, operational costs for fast food chains have skyrocketed. For example, a franchise owner like Alex Johnson estimates a whopping $470,000 increase in expenses across his 10 restaurants. This isn't just about paying workers more, it's about how these costs ripple through the entire business model, turning thin profit margins into potential losses. McDonald's, Rubio's, and even the pizza favorite Mod Pizza are feeling the heat. While some restaurants like Rubio's Coastal Grill have opted to close 48 underperforming locations, others are hiking up their menu prices in an attempt to keep their heads above water. For instance, a typical meal that used to cost $8 might now cost you $10 or more. This isn't just a slight adjustment, it's a significant price jump that's causing customers to think twice about where they spend their dining dollars. California's economy is unique. It's a powerhouse, sure, but it's also one of the most expensive places to do business in the U.S. When you factor in the state's high taxes and regulatory costs, running a profitable fast food outlet becomes even more challenging. According to the Cato Institute, the real cost of hiring a fast food worker in California isn't just $20 an hour. It's much more when you add federal and state taxes, including Social Security, Medicare, unemployment insurance, and employment training taxes. And the stakes are high. Fast food chains are crucial economic engines, employing thousands and serving millions. When a single outlet closes, it's not just a business going under, it's jobs lost, reduced city tax revenues, and local suppliers taking hits. For example, the closure of Rubio's locations not only impacts the company, but also reverberates through the community, affecting everything from local produce suppliers to cleaning services. As California continues to grapple with these economic shifts, the fast food industry stands at a critical juncture. Will these businesses find a new way to thrive, or will the rising tide of costs wash them out of the state? Can you believe that a giant like McDonald's could be rethinking its entire business strategy? That's exactly what's happening in California, where the surge in minimum wage is reshaping the fast food landscape. McDonald's, a brand synonymous with fast food globally, faces a tough choice in California: to increase prices or cut jobs. With over 1,300 outlets in the state and employing more than 70,000 Californians, the stakes couldn't be higher. Since the wage hike to $20 an hour, McDonald's has hinted at raising its prices significantly to maintain profit margins. For instance, the price of a Big Mac meal, which hovered around $8, could potentially escalate to over $10, mirroring a trend seen across the industry. But there's a twist. Increased prices could drive customers away, a risk McDonald's might not be willing to take extensively. Instead, the company is exploring a blend of solutions, including leveraging automation to reduce its workforce. This means more kiosks and fewer cashiers, fundamentally changing the fast food experience. Rubio's Coastal Grill, known for its fresh Mexican flair, has not been spared by the economic crunch either. Faced with mounting operational costs, Rubio's has closed 48 of its locations across California. This move affected approximately 13 restaurants in San Diego, 24 in Los Angeles, and 11 in Northern California. Each closure is not just about the loss of a dining spot, but also about the loss of jobs and local economic activity, illustrating the broader impact of wage increases on business sustainability. Chipotle has also responded by raising its prices. A burrito bowl now costs about 10% more than it did before the wage hike. Mod Pizza, with 500 locations nationwide, has closed some of its California outlets in response to the wage increase, reflecting a similar strain. These chains are emblematic of a larger trend, where fast food outlets are grappling with maintaining their low-cost model amidst rising operational costs. This pattern of closures and price hikes is a clear signal that the fast food industry in California is under significant stress. The decisions made by these companies will likely set a precedent for the industry, dictating not only the future of fast food in California, but also potentially influencing national trends. As we continue to monitor these changes, one thing is clear: the fast food industry will never be the same again. Do you know that robots might soon be flipping burgers and taking orders at your local fast food chain? With the rising labor costs in California, fast food giants are turning to technology not just to innovate, but to survive. In the face of the new minimum wage, McDonald's and others are fast-tracking automation to cut costs. Picture this. Self-service kiosks are replacing cashiers, and in some locations, robots are beginning to prepare food. This isn't science fiction, it's the new reality. For example, McDonald's has been installing automated kiosks across its outlets aggressively. These machines don't just save on wages, they also work tirelessly, make fewer errors, and manage orders with unprecedented efficiency. This shift to automation comes with a hefty price for the workforce. The Employment Policies Institute suggests that for each robot introduced, several jobs can be displaced. In California, where thousands of fast food jobs are at stake, this could lead to significant unemployment in the sector. While automation may help keep businesses afloat, the job market faces a tough adjustment period. Workers who relied on these jobs for their livelihood are now at a crossroads, needing to upskill or find new lines of work in an already competitive market. Fast food is about adapting quickly to market changes. Beyond installing kiosks and robots, chains are re-evaluating their entire operational models. Some are reducing their menu sizes to streamline operations, while others are investing in advanced logistics systems to cut down on waste and improve delivery efficiency. This technological adaptation is a double-edged sword. It promises efficiency and sustainability for businesses, but demands a rethinking of workforce strategies. As we watch these robots and machines take over tasks once handled by humans, a critical question emerges. How will the fast food industry balance technological advancement with human employment? The answers to this will shape not only the future of fast food, but also the economic landscape of labor markets in California and beyond. This dramatic turn towards technology illustrates a broader trend affecting industries worldwide, pushing us to consider the future of work in an automated world. Did you know that 80% of Californians now consider fast food a luxury they can hardly afford? That's right, the once go-to option for a quick and cheap meal is slipping out of reach for many. As fast food prices soar due to the $20 minimum wage, consumers are voting with their wallets. A recent survey revealed that nearly 60% of Californians are cutting back on fast food, turning instead to home-cooked meals or cheaper alternatives. Social media platforms are abuzz with customers voicing their frustration. One viral tweet captured the mood perfectly. Paying $15 for a burger I used to get for $8? No thanks. This sentiment is widespread, reflecting a growing dissatisfaction that could reshape dining habits permanently. For many, fast food was a budget-friendly solution in a state known for its high cost of living. However, with current meal prices nudging those of mid-range restaurants, a significant portion of the population is re-evaluating their dining choices. This shift is particularly impactful for low-income families who relied on these meals for a quick, cost-effective dining option. This drastic change is not just about where people eat, but also about how they manage their overall household budgets in one of the most expensive states in the U.S. The effects of these changes go beyond individual budgets and are hitting communities hard. Every closed fast food restaurant means job losses, from cashiers to managers. And it's not just jobs. These closures affect local economies. Fast food restaurants often act as anchors in shopping centers, driving foot traffic that benefits other businesses. With closures on the rise, there's a domino effect leading to reduced sales in nearby stores, affecting local employment and community funding. Moreover, the social fabric of neighborhoods is being tested. Fast food joints are not just places to eat, they're community gathering spots, first job opportunities for young people, and part of the daily routine for many. As these familiar places vanish, the social cohesion of neighborhoods and the sense of community continuity are disrupted, leaving more than just economic voids. As California grapples with these profound shifts, the broader question looms: how will communities adapt to an evolving economic landscape where even the simplest pleasures like grabbing a quick burger are becoming unaffordable? Californians are navigating this new reality, redefining affordability and reshaping their social and economic lives in unexpected ways. What if I told you that California might lose thousands of jobs and millions in tax revenue, all because the minimum wage increased to $20? It sounds extreme, but this is the harsh reality that could reshape the economic landscape of the Golden State. The fast food industry in California is a critical employment sector, providing jobs to thousands of residents. With the recent wage increase, however, the feasibility of maintaining these jobs is in jeopardy. Consider this. Each fast food restaurant employs an average of 15 to 50 people. With chains like McDonald's contemplating reducing their workforce or increasing automation, and others like Rubio's closing down dozens of locations, we could be looking at a significant spike in unemployment rates. The California Policy Center estimates that the fast food sector could see a reduction in employment by up to 10% in the next few years. This is not just a number, it represents thousands of Californians potentially losing their jobs, affecting everything from household incomes to state unemployment benefits. Fast food restaurants contribute significantly to state and local tax revenues through sales tax, property taxes, and income taxes from employees. With businesses closing or scaling back operations, the ripple effects could be massive. A preliminary analysis suggests that for every major fast food chain that reduces its footprint in California, the state could lose millions in annual tax revenue. This decrease in revenue has serious implications for public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure, which rely heavily on these funds. As tax revenues dip, the quality and availability of public services could be at risk, potentially affecting millions of Californians. States like Texas and Florida have maintained lower minimum wages, with Texas at $7.25 an hour and Florida at $10 per hour, which is far below California's $20. This significant difference allows businesses in these states to keep operational costs low, resulting in lower prices for consumers and more stable job markets. For example, while fast food restaurants in California are struggling with profit margins, those in Texas and Florida are not only thriving but also expanding. The contrast is stark and serves as a critical case study for the impacts of wage policies on business health and economic stability. As California navigates this challenging economic terrain, the decisions made now will have long-lasting effects on the state's economic vitality. Will California adjust its economic strategies to foster a more business-friendly environment, or will it see a continued exodus of businesses to states with more favorable conditions? The outcome of this economic experiment could redefine the future of work and economic prosperity in California and serve as a lesson for other states watching closely. Did you know that while some applaud California's minimum wage increase as a pioneering step toward economic fairness, others view it as a near catastrophic misstep that could destabilize the entire state economy? Governor Gavin Newsom has been a staunch advocate for the new minimum wage, arguing that it's a crucial step towards creating a more equitable economy in California. He sees this increase as a way to ensure that workers in high-cost living areas can sustain themselves and their families. However, amidst the praise from progressive circles, there's a wave of criticism from the business community and economic analysts who warn of severe unintended consequences, including job losses and business closures. The governor's office, meanwhile, maintains that the move is a necessary evolution of the labor market aimed at addressing income disparity and poverty. The minimum wage increase has sparked a fiery political debate across the state. On one side, labor unions and worker advocacy groups argue that the wage hike is long overdue, claiming that it provides a living wage that reflects the state's high cost of living. On the other side, business owners and industry lobbyists predict a grim future where small businesses, in particular, may face closure due to increased operational costs. The political arena is buzzing with arguments and counter-arguments, with each side marshaling data to support their perspectives. For example, proponents cite studies showing that higher wages reduce employee turnover and increase productivity, while opponents reference research indicating that a 10% increase in the minimum wage could lead to a 1 to 2% reduction in employment in low-wage jobs. What's next for California? As the economic consequences of the wage increase begin to materialize, policymakers might be forced to consider adjustments. There's speculation about potential rollbacks or tiered wage systems to accommodate smaller businesses, or perhaps increased support measures like tax breaks for affected industries. The state legislature is also under pressure to balance these economic policies with the broader goals of social equity and economic growth. Looking ahead, the direction of these policies will likely depend on the economic data collected in the coming years and the political climate, as well as the public's response to the unfolding economic impacts. As California continues on this bold path, the entire nation is watching. The outcomes here could influence future labor policy debates across the country, making California once again a bellwether state for ambitious, progressive policies. How this plays out could redefine labor economics and political strategy in the U.S., shaping the conversation around fair wages and economic sustainability for years to come. Imagine a future where grabbing a burger from your favorite fast food joint becomes an infrequent luxury rather than a regular convenience. This could soon be the reality in California, where the fast food industry faces a pivotal transformation. As we peer into the future, the fast food industry in California is at a crossroads. With the $20 minimum wage now in full swing, the next few years could see a dramatic shift in how these businesses operate. Analysts predict a potential decline in traditional fast food venues, replaced increasingly by automated services and smaller, more efficient outlets, focusing on digital orders and minimal staffing. Moreover, the consumer shift away from fast food due to high prices could lead to a permanent change in eating habits, potentially accelerating the growth of health-focused quick-service restaurants as more affordable and appealing alternatives. In response to these challenges, major chains are already rethinking their strategies. McDonald's, for instance, is not only integrating more automation, but also considering a scaled-down version of its menu to reduce operational complexities and costs. Similarly, other chains might follow suit, focusing on high-margin items or experimenting with ghost kitchens, facilities set up for delivery-only services. Beyond operational changes, some companies are contemplating geographic diversification, moving investments to states with lower wage requirements, or even boosting their international presence where labor costs are more manageable. The situation in California could send ripples across the globe, especially for multinational corporations. As these companies adjust their strategies in California, they might apply successful tactics internationally. For example, if automation proves effective in maintaining profit margins while adhering to wage increases, we could see a faster rollout of technology-driven service models worldwide. Furthermore, as U.S. companies navigate these regulatory changes, international markets could learn from these adaptations, possibly influencing wage discussions and labor policies in other high-cost regions. As we look ahead, the fast food industry is not just adapting, it's evolving at a rapid pace. The decisions made in California could very well set a new standard for how food service businesses operate globally, blending technology, operational strategy, and labor economics into a new model for the 21st century. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this story, witnessing an industry's transformation in real time. Thanks for watching, and please make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the video and watch this one as well.